Station 111, please respond Medical Delta for childbirth, Arbors Circle Northwest. Station 111, please respond Medical Delta for childbirth, Arbors Circle Northwest. Dispatch clear.
Dispatch 111, copy.
My name's Katie Foley. I lived in Langdon for 6 years, been with Langdon Fire for 2.5 years. Before I lived in Langdon, I'm from Edmonton originally. I have a girlfriend and a 14-month-old baby at home, and we have another one on the way, which is my turn to carry, so I am almost 5 months pregnant.
Richard Smythe, born and raised in Brampton, Ontario. 3 children, 2 boys. My oldest son, his birthday was a couple days ago, he just turned 12. And then my youngest son is 10. And then I've got a little girl who's 8 years old.
Me and my partner, we met in Edmonton, and we knew that I was going to be going to the rigs for a couple of years. And we were discussing, like, if we were to buy a house eventually, when we're still together in a couple of years, we'll do that. And then I kind of just said to her, well, I'm still going to do my fire stuff, so I'd like, if I'm going to move anywhere, it's going to be where I could get involved with fire. We came across Langdon, and we really liked Langdon. It was nice and close to the city. You get that small town feel, you get a little bit of country in there, and we just really liked the hamlet.
Why Langdon? In 2013, my kids were starting to get to the age where, okay, they're going to be getting into sports, and I want to be a coach, and I want to be there for them on a regular basis. And came out here, and I instantly fell in love. Just driving through the neighborhood, small town, close enough to the city. Saw a few houses for sale, and I drove past the house that I'm living in now, and I'm like, that's the one. And the rest is history. She loves it, actually. She's a volunteer of the Langdon Community Association and the LCC. There's North Bow. I don't even keep track of all the boards that she's a member of, but she's a support and contributor for the association.
I'm Tamara Maley. I'm Katie's girlfriend and Peyton's mom. We have been together over 10 years, so almost 11 years. I think it's nice. Like, it's something that she's passionate about, and it's you know, you always want somebody that's passionate about something, and yeah, I like that she's on the fire department. It's nice. I don't know, just knowing that you have somebody as nice as her kind of taking care of people in town, and if there's, you know, ever anything that happens, it's, you know, you always want to know that you're being well taken care of, and I think she's a person that people can trust to take care of her.
So how does she view your role as a firefighter?
You want to add more to your schedule of life? She was supportive of it. Again, hesitant because we don't know or she didn't know what she didn't know at the time. We just work around it. Again, our kids are somewhat self-sufficient at home. Langdon, everyone knows everybody as well. So, you know, if she's out volunteering and I've got to go to a fire call, I can contact my neighbor and just give them a heads up that the kids are home, or we can send our kids to a friend's place. It hasn't been an issue to date, which is actually really good. And that's one of the reasons why I also love living in a small community, because of the help.
My fire career started when I was 18. I started doing forestry firefighting. And then one day I was sitting at home and I was reading through the newspaper, and I was reading that fire departments, like municipal fire departments, were looking to be more diverse and adding more women. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that'd be cool.
Growing up, I've always helped people. And actually, I used to get teased about it, like, you'd rather help other people than yourself. Well, I guess. But in a sense, I am helping myself by helping others. For those that know me, I have to schedule when I can shower at nights because of everything that I do from work and again, assistant coaching, hockey and baseball and whatnot. I'm very, very busy. Very, very busy, but I like that. I like being busy, I like being challenged, I like to manage my time, and I want to set a good example for my kids. Not saying that, downtime isn't a good thing, but I like to, again, keep my mind sharp, body sharp, stay focused, and while learning and developing myself as well.
I went to school and I did some upgrading and stuff like that, and I went and got an EMR medical license and started doing that. And that put me working in the oil field as a medic at that level.
A friend of mine challenged me about New Year's resolutions, because I'm sure, as most of us, we say we're going to do something, and then 1 or 2 weeks into the New Year's, it falls off the wayside. I got challenged to actually write something down and hold myself accountable for it. So I said, hey, you know what? I want to try something different. But I wanted to find a way to learn new things, but still continue on with the theme of helping others. And actually, I came across a billboard of volunteer firefighters apply today. Visit this website, and I did. And here we are. So I saw the opportunity as a challenge to say the same theme of helping people, B, meet new people within Langdon, which I knew a lot of the people from outside of Langdon from playing slow pitch and just being around in the community, as well as challenging myself through training and learning new, learning new things that I've never really done before.
Very supportive, and stuff like that. And we treat it as a part-time job. It's not just a volunteer position. You can't think of it as just a volunteer, because it's technically a part-time job, especially with all the training and everything like that. So we just treat it as a day at work, and very supportive. Also interested in stuff too. She likes the hall that I'm in and stuff like that, so she's very happy and stuff. Oh yeah, she worries about sometimes, like if I get a call in the middle of the night and she doesn't know I left and then realizes a couple hours I'm still not home, or if I went for a training night and turns into a call, she's like, where are you at 2 in the morning? So a little worrisome. Or the calls that are long and I forget my phone, because I usually don't like to carry my phone with me, especially if you're going into a fire.
During the day, calls seem to be fine, but the nighttime ones, I think, are where you get the most stressed. If you either wake up and they're not there, or you wake up, they went to a call in the night, and then you wake up multiple times and they're still not there. I think it can be a little stressful, or I'd struggle falling back asleep after the second time I woke up and realized she's still not home. But it's a bit of a sigh of relief getting to know the other firefighters that she's working with. Now that we've had some interaction with the other guys on the crew, I feel a little less stressed, because I couldn't ask for a better group of people taking care of her or watching out for her while she's out there working with them. But I think she's smart enough to know her limits. But yeah, it is, you worry all the time.
When I get home from nasty calls or something like that, I usually tell my partner, just don't worry about me. I might get up at 2:30 in the morning just to go have a coffee and sit by myself, but I'm okay, and I just do whatever I feel like I need to, I might do a little bit of a grieving time to myself, or take some time, or give myself a time limit to have it on my mind. And then, I do a lot of stuff at home, like you know, I'll just relax and do stuff with my family. Or I do a lot of puzzling. That's nice and therapeutic and stuff like that. I didn't have a positive experience in there was more women. I worked on that department for 3 years and got to know 1 or 2 people. It was not a good experience. I always, you know, I didn't let that deter me from becoming a firefighter or keep going further into my fire career, because at the end of the day, I wanted to be in my fire career. It was cliquey, it was, you know, they weren't welcoming, they're, you know, I don't know if it was just a town or what it was, but I didn't have a good go there. And then when I came here, very welcoming, you know, day 1 after your training, you know, this is your home too, come anytime. You know, I had 0 problem fitting in. I just came, showed up, been myself. I didn't have to explain anyone to anybody, just show up, and it's been a lot better.
We do have a female and we do have a person of color, and those people are here because they went through the interview process and were thought and expected and have been able to do the job. We don't really care what color you are or whether you're female or not. We have an expectation that when you get here, this is what you need to do. And we'll give you time to get there, we'll give you time to train you and get your certification and everything, but when this program is over, we expect you to be able to do those things. So how you get there and what color you are and your gender, it doesn't really matter.
Everyone proves themselves to a certain degree, but I didn't have to go above and beyond. I think people just are more open-minded, more diverse. You know, when there's a problem with the hall, it's not the hall. It's more so whoever lets it be not a good place, you know? But it's just like all the guys here, they're great and they're supportive, you know, to everyone and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been really good.
I like to go back to my days of playing hockey as a young adolescent in Brampton. So Brampton was, back in the day, was a population of about 500,000 people, and when we talk about inclusion and diversity, that didn't exist back in the day. So I was one of 3 people in Brampton Minor Hockey Association that were of color. Now, if we talked about inclusion and diversity back in the day, I could tell you lots of stories about, you know, what it meant to be a person of color and, you know, playing a predominantly white sport. Yes. So, you know, when I compare, when I look at that as my baseline and look at joining, you know, the Langdon Fire Hall, it's non-existent. It's actually it's not surprising, but it's just, I don't even notice it. People don't look at me as someone who's black. They look at me as just another member that's here to help out, that's big. Oh, you're going to be able to crawl through that crawl space, or they'll tease me about that, but never of color or race or religion. And yeah, I don't even notice, or I don't even. Sometimes I'm questioning: do they notice that I'm of color, which is refreshing.
Why don't we have more diversity in the department? And it's certainly not because we screen them out. Most of the time when an individual applies to be a volunteer or, you know, a firefighter with us, so, you know, we welcome to see the diversity coming into the department, and that's something that we've got to work on, like most organizations, to change. You know, and it is a challenge, and we talk a lot about it. And what we can do for that. So it's kind of a mix of who applies. I think we do have some diversity. We certainly don't reflect the community right now, and that is a challenge. And I think that's a challenge across the board in fire services right now. And so we're all looking at it as a conversation at the Alberta Fire Chiefs right down to the local level.
So we don't We don't have a program that looks for diversity. Our program is, here's what you need to do. We're going to do our best to interview you correctly, that we've made the right choice, but we don't care what you are.
I felt like I was very accepted from day one from the majority, and that made it easier, made it helpful. When it comes to the guys and being worried about women in the fire service and stuff like that, I know or heard of what women have done in the past, like come and gone, pregnancy, relationships, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't blame them for having their thoughts or worries of women in the fire service, but I don't magnify them. If I see it, I just don't even care. That's why I fit in so well here, because I show up and I train work just like them, and I don't expect anything different.
There are a lot of positions or jobs that can be done in a volunteer fire service by individuals that, well, they might not be able to pick up a 200-pound person, but they could drive a truck, or they can operate a pump, or they can do different jobs. They're a medical responder, and they have an aptitude for that, because not everybody has the aptitude to be a medical responder. That's a unique skill. And so I think when we look going forward, we have to be a little bit more specific on what we're looking for, and we have to educate people on what it is to be a volunteer in the community, and what can they provide, and then capitalize on those skill sets.
This hall, I've been very fortunate. It's like a really good fit, and it's just like all the guys here, they're great and they're supportive, you know, to everyone.
As far as being accepted in the station, it's been very positive. Now, of course, we have 30 Type A personalities here. So getting 30 Type A personalities focused to go in one direction is not achievable. However, in general, they come together as a team. So the diversity and the gender, it's just basically a non-issue.
I've always driven past, apparatuses or fire trucks and be like, hey, that's cool. You know, it'd be nice to learn about them. Even with my job, my team was responsible for procuring aerial apparatuses and engines and whatnot, but we never actually got to ride them and inspect them and whatnot. Now I get to operate them.
I like the fire family. It's really good here. I like the training all the time, like the constant training. You're always training and learning things. It gives you the ability to think outside the box of certain things, you know. I like the volunteering. I just like everything, you know. When you run into the bad calls, it's nice with the volunteering because it balances it out and softens things.
The training, the tools and resources to successfully make a difference in the community and to help people. My milestone right now is to obtain my 1001 level 1 training. So there's some people that are going through that this spring. There might be another session here in the fall of 2022 or spring 2023. That is my primary focus at this point in time. Staying healthy and then being ready for that call to arms.
I do like training and stuff like that. That's important. I just like everything, like anything that's going to build experience and background and stuff like that.
Very challenging, very physical. I like to stay active. Again, that was one of the other reasons why I got into firefighting. Learning something new while training my body and my mind. Sign me up.
When I first started my fire career, I was out of shape. The guys are good here. Some of them helped me in the gym and how to train and how to work out, and cardio's gotten better. And so just improvements, like from where I was when I first started my municipal fire career in 2012 to now, big difference.
I'd say the recognition piece, but again, too early to tell. I've only been in the role since April, but it's awesome to see when when you're coming back from a fire call and you're going past the schoolyard and the kids are waving, or you're stopped at the gas station to load up or to fill up one of the engines, and someone says hello. It I don't know, puts a smile on your face, makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Like, yeah, there's a bunch of volunteering stuff, and I usually jump in on those. We did a Tim Hortons in the summertime, where we helped serve coffee. We cleaned windshields.
Actually, I was part of the Santa Run. That was the first time I was involved in that, and that was fantastic. I was driving one of a mobile command with the Santa, and then just seeing the smiles on the kids' faces at -20 as they're waiting for Santa, it was awesome. Just awesome.
Yes, I do the Santa Run. My first year doing this, I did it twice because with COVID, it's only happened twice. But yeah, I've done the Santa Run and stuff. I never do Santa though. I don't dress up as Santa. Maybe one year I'll dress up as Mrs. Claus.
Scheduling. Yeah, you can't tell someone that they can't call 911 between the hours of Monday to Friday, 8 to 4. You just need to be ready for it and fluid, and do the best you can to either attend to it or not.
Some terrible calls and stuff, but that's to be expected. Like, if you're in this industry and think you're not going to run into that kind of stuff, then you better guess again. But but the good thing about that, at least when the time sucks, you're not alone, because if the time sucks, it sucks for everybody, right? You're there together. But the worst part, I don't like to look at it as a worst part. It's just another day and another experience and growth and whatnot. I'm not sure what sucks about it.
There's been numerous times where I'll be in the office in Calgary, and I'll get the tones on my watch or my phone, and it'll be the structural fire or a pretty big emergency. I almost have that FOMO, fear of missing out. Or I feel bad because I'm not there. I want to be there and I want to help out. I want to see what's going on. I want to get involved. I want to contribute.
So we've got an incredibly diverse team here. We get along really well together. We work well together. Everybody is very engaged, and so I'm just really proud that we have a great team here.